Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Miltcabro. It's actually no, it's Professor Macabro, but I've been recording a couple of videos in this heat, and I am melting. My brain juices have evaporated, and my voice is giving away because it's too freaking hot. And even not wearing my royal regalia, it's so fucking hot. Please, summer, go away. Get the fuck out of here. Bring on fall and cooler weather. Not so much rain. I don't want rain just yet because it's gonna fuck up my Halloween decoration plans. Start raining on November, not October. No. Or September. No rain. But I wanted to give to you a last review before I can no longer take the heat and talk about another movie that I really wanted to watch in the theater, but unfortunately life got in the way and I couldn't find the time, and when I wanted to go, it was already out. And that makes me sad. And it took a while for it to hit streaming, like a good while. You could still rent it or buy it, but I don't buy or rent digital movies. No. Because even if you buy it, you never really own it, because whenever the streaming services are like, well, we need memory space, or we're going to take away that movie that you already paid for, because fuck you, we're greedy fucking corporate bastards. So I prefer to buy the physical media, but I haven't been able to find a copy of this on the cheap, and as it's well known, I'm a budget baller, and I can only buy my movies if I find them on the cheap. But this one finally hit streaming, and I was finally able to watch it after a good while, and that's Nosferatu. Yes, indeed. The newest remake of the Nosferatu movie. The silent movie that came out, which was inspired by Dracula, but because they couldn't get the rights to Dracula, they made their own original adaptation, even though it does take a lot of elements from Dracula. And then it was almost lost because the widow of Bram Stoker was like, hey, these fuckers are stealing the intellectual property, and people are like, yeah, they really are. So they had to destroy a couple of copies, but some survived, and now we're able to enjoy Nosferatu, the silent movie. Yes, indeed. And it has had some remakes. It had one in the 70s, if memory serves me right. And then it had Shadow of the Vampire, which was kind of like a false mockumentary of someone making the movie, but hiring a real vampire to play Nosferatu. And it's a really good movie, yes indeed. But this is a full-blown remake of the original Nosferatu, but with higher production values and effects. And you have the ever-talented Bill Skarsgård. I think it's Bill Skarsgård. There's a whole bunch of Skarsgårds just running around. But the guy that played Pennywise and was in Boy Kills World. And if you haven't seen Boy Kills World, I highly recommend that one. That one is an action movie that's a lot of fun. I think I did a review for it. Yes, indeed. And now he is Count Orlok, the vampire. And I think he's really cool, the way that he talks in this really groveled voice. It sounds like he has asthma, but he's been an undead ghoul for so long, I guess his lungs don't quite work, because he's trying to bring breath. And he don't sound like he's snarling or having a bad asthma reaction. And I am going to drink your blood. Very cool. I like the way that he sounds. And his look. I like his look. Big fan of his look. And then you see him, buck naked, and he's a vampire wiener. I could have done without that. Definitely could have done without that. But his look is really cool. He looks like this Russian European thing with his little fussy hat and his fussy coat and his little mustache. Very cool look. And basically, the movie's about this chick, played by the daughter of Johnny Depp, that is so lonely, and it seems like she has psychic powers. She can see beyond the veil and peer to what lies beneath. Yes, indeed. And she, unfortunately, is ridiculed for being a psychic, borderline surprised she wasn't killed as a witch. But she calls out to the ethers like, "Oh, please send me an angel. Send me an angel to talk to and to be with." And I was half expecting Stitch to fall down in a meteor, but no. What answers her call is Nosferatu, the vampire. And she's like, "Well, cool." Tall, mysterious guy. Woohoo. But then the guy gets horny and things turn amok. But she finds Thomas, which is the husband that she marries, and then he's called out to the mountains of Wallachia, whatever, to sell property to Nosferatu. And that's where he gets stuck in the castle, and then Nosferatu boards the ship, again, very much like a Dracula, and then he hits America, and then right away, he goes after the ship, but brings with him a pestilence and plague that is trying to destroy the country or village where he's in. And then when we're introduced to not Van Helsing, played by Willem Dafoe, very cool character, I like him. And he's like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And then you have the climax, a literal climax of the movie, where he just can't get enough of this Johnny Depp chick. And, well, spoiler alert for a movie that came out last year, and that's a remake for a movie, a 100-year-old movie that's also an adaptation of a book that came out even longer. Dracula is so enthralled with this chick sucking her tit and her blood that the sun comes out and he's like, "Ah, the sun! But booby blood! Ah, the sun! But booby blood! The sun! But booby blood! Nah. And then he dies along with the chick. And I can relate. I would probably also encounter my end. If I was a vampire, I would encounter my death by sucking on the booby blood. Let's face it. I would not be able to contain myself either. No. So, that's how Dracula... sorry. Count Orlok, not Dracula, meets his head and the movie ends. And I love this movie. It's very gothic, very dark, very moody, kind of weird, kind of artsy-fartsy sometimes. But I like the setting, the mood, the atmosphere, the way the Dracula talks in his very Transylvanian deep voice. Love it. Hurts the voice, yes it does. I can't imagine what he went through. But yes, we have another horror icon portrayal by Skarsgård. He already was Pennywise, and now he has Count Orlok under his wing, so good stuff. I highly recommend Nosferatu, not Dracula. Yes, indeed. Very fun movie, kind of long, but you don't really feel it that long because it goes along at a good pace, and you have a lot of cinematic atmosphere to breathe in, and a very cool looking Count Orlok. Yes, indeed. Have you seen Nosferatu? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let us know in the comments down below. Right now it's in HBO Max, but like always, I recommend that you buy the physical media because you'll get special features, and I would be very interested in seeing the special features on how they did the whole makeup thing for Count Orlok. Yes, indeed. But until I see you all again next time, this is Professor Melt Cabro, who's melting by the heat, and his brains farting away, thanking you like always, and wishing you all, like always again, oh, send help. Oh, please send help. Do whatever spell you can to get rid of this heat, because it's killing me. But I wish you all, like always again, a good evening. Melts.